Welcome to Badminton Unlimited. Coming up this week, the voice of badminton, Gill Clark, answers questions on commentating from her fans.
Never tired of commentating, but commentating does sometimes make me very tired.
We revisit a memorable encounter in Odense in 2017 to celebrate the return of international badminton this week. Carolina Marin, who's in action in Denmark this week, recalls her epic comeback victory from injury in Changzhou last year. Gill Clark is one of the few people to have successfully transitioned from player to commentator in badminton. The six-time Commonwealth Games gold medalist turned to the microphone after calling time on her illustrious career and is now regarded by many as the voice of badminton. At the request of her many fans from around the world, Gill answers some of their burning questions about her work.
Obviously, knowledge about the sport, very important to impart information about the athletes, give stats. Certainly helps to have empathy with the athletes. Also helps to have tactical analysis, be able to see what's happening tactically. Essential to have good delivery, being able to articulate enough to express yourself clearly. And I think it's also important to have timing. I don't think it's any good whittering on about stats or tactics when the match is really exciting. That's when you should let the action just speak for itself. But I guess most of all, I believe it's important to add to the pictures, not just describe what's happening. That's what a radio commentator would do, because of course the audience can't see what's happening.
Unbelievable, that was going out the back. What a rally. I don't believe it. Oh!
Absolutely amazing.
Well, probably because of the hours and hours I spend preparing for commentary. I have a whole database of what I hope will be interesting stats, and preparing those stats actually takes an awful lot of time because whilst I get all my information from the internet, it's not always in the format that I think will be that interesting. So you have to pull it out and decipher it from all that information that's out there to put it in a form that I think might be interesting for the viewers. Never tired of commentating, but commentating does sometimes make me very tired because I regularly work between 12 and 14 hours a day, and then after breakfast I don't tend to get a meal, and sometimes nothing at all to eat until I'm back at the hotel at 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening. So long hours with no food often makes me tired, but no, I don't tire of commentating. The long hours, the fact that we don't get the order of play, so we don't know which matches we will commentate on until very late at night, the day before the commentary is going to take place. So obviously I can't start my research or prep until I know which matches are on the TV court, and I think that's probably the most challenging part. Great question, Esther. Two things. First of all, being a woman. And when I first started as a lead commentator, and perhaps I should explain the difference between a lead commentator and a colour commentator. The lead commentator does the introductions, gives all the stats, and actually leads where the commentary is going to go by asking questions of the colour commentator, in my instance either Steen or Morton, and therefore I control in what direction the commentary will go by those questions. And when I first started being a lead commentator, there was plenty of female sports presenters and reporters. Most of them are in front of the camera. Plenty of female colour or expert commentators. But I think I was probably one of the first female lead commentators, and it's still regarded very much as male domain. Secondly, I think that whilst I personally believe that my background as a former world #1 badminton player is an advantage, I think some of the decision makers about who does the commentary believe that because of my sporting background that I cannot be a professional broadcaster, and therefore I shouldn't be the lead commentator, I should be the colour commentator. But it's interesting because I competed as a professional player for 15 years. I've been a broadcaster for 25 years. Broadcasting is my main career. It's not playing badminton. Giovanna, if you mean, do I watch previous matches that a player has played prior to commentating on them, the answer is no, there simply isn't time. But I do update my entire database of player profiles and tournament stats after every single BWF tournament. So when one tournament has finished, I make notes in my own database of how every player or pair from the tournament I've just been at, in every discipline, who they beat or who they lost to, and in all honesty, across the 5 disciplines, that's a couple of days' work. So I usually do that both on the flight from one tournament to the next, and also on the non-commentary day in between previous tournaments, and that's how I have such detailed stats on all previous results from all players and pairs.
With the Danisa Denmark Open 2020 reigniting the HSBC BWF World Tour, our classic match this week takes us back to the 2017 edition, a memorable tournament for Ratchanok Intanon. It was the year the Thai finally claimed her first Super Series title in over 18 months, defeating defending champion Akane Yamaguchi in an entertaining 3-game thriller.
Oh, that's a great clear. Yeah, that punch clear from Akane Yamaguchi. That one.
19-11.
That's the one that got her opponent out of position. Converts on her first 21-14. Oh my goodness, what defense! Pace of the rally. And again!
That's a good
Brilliant! Well, 2 dives in that rally from Akane Yamaguchi. Oh.
That's it. Well played. It's perfect rally for both players. It's in.
Oh, it's a challenge here from Yamaguchi. You were right, Steen. Oh, unbelievable. Whoa! Oh, I challenged that. I thought the line judge made the call. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
It did go over.
It did go over, and it was out. It was a good call.
19.
Oh, she played that off her knees.
It's over.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it! Oh, no! What a rally! Well, it started off, Ratchanok played one off her knees.
Read it.
Brilliant. Well, there's no lack of effort. Look at this. Unbelievable. Oh, I don't believe it. The net cord from Ratchanok-Intanon on a run of 4 straight points. Look at that. The 18-month drought comes to an end. Ratchanok-Intanon wins the Denmark Open, beating last year's champion, Akane Yamaguchi. Yeah. Tears of joy. She's waited a long time. Fans giving a standing ovation to both the players. And that is well deserved. What a final. What efforts from both players. What quality from both players.
Time for a short break, but we'll be back with Carolina Marin, remembering her momentous win at last year's Victor China Open.
It was in my mind that can I be the player that I was before the injury? And all those questions was in my mind.
And we look ahead to the return of the HSBC BWF World Tour 2020 with the Danisa Denmark Open. Carolina Marin will dust off the cobwebs as she returns to action at the Danisa Denmark Open this week, looking to clinch her first title of the season. The 27-year-old will undoubtedly take inspiration from her standout performance at the Victor China Open last year, that saw her clinch the Super 1000 title after a 7.5-month injury layoff. Here's a Spaniard recalling that momentous week.
You know, the week before China Open, it was my first tournament after my knee injury. It was really tough because I lost in the first match, and you know, my goal for that tournament, I was prepared to win that tournament. But as you know, suddenly I just lost the first match, and all those things in your mind just changed a lot because, I mean, in that time, I just think that, oh my God, 7.5 months that I've been training really hard for that moment. And then I just lost in the first match, and maybe it was in my mind that, can I be the player that I was before the injury? And all those questions was in my mind. But I mean, my psychology and also Fernando, my coach, they helped me a lot. For the week after that, it was China, and then I had the first match against Okuhara that 2 months before she was a silver medal at the World Championship, and her performance was really, really good in that moment. But yeah, I just talked to my coach, and we just say, okay, let's see what happened. Just try to, to play as your best. I mean, the best minutes. Try to give her your best performance that you have right now.
touch too. Really is.
My focus was on that during this week, that I just wanted to give my best. I wanted to enjoy, because I've been like almost 8 months away from the tour.
And having dropped the opening game, Marin was excellent in the second and third. And she looks back to somewhere pretty close to her best after so long away.
So, I mean, just when I beat Tai Sujin in the final, it was an unbelievable moment because I think that, oh my God, 7.5 months, it was, I mean, it paid off, right? Because I just win a big title against the best player in the tour.
Brilliant backhand. Yeah. Ernesto Garcia like that one.
Wow.
One game all.
That's a purposeful walk. It's tough for Tai Sujin to find the answers at the moment.
Yeah. Overdone it, and Carolina Marin has marked her return after knee surgery by retaining her title. Carolina Marin, her first title of the year, her second here in Changzhou after winning a year ago.
羽毛球是我一生所爱，所以我骄傲的，我爱上了羽毛球运动。我从8岁，可能一直打到98岁，所以我最骄傲的就是因为羽毛球。现在我在羽毛球场上每天7个小时的时间，50年了，所以对羽毛球的热爱，对羽毛球的教学，对羽毛球的研究，我都是在全身心的投入，所以我每天都是睁开眼就背着一个包，背着羽毛球包就是球场。
Xiong Guobao was a prominent men's singles shuttle in the late 1980s. Known as the Backhand King, the 57-year-old was part of China's victorious Thomas Cup squad in 3 consecutive outings between 1986 and 1990. On an individual level, he captured more than 20 men's singles titles, of which 2 were from the Grand Prix finals featuring the year-end top 8 players.
在1990年北京亚运会，我们夺得冠军以后，我就退役了。退役了，主要是在世界上，各个国家传播羽毛球技术。当时退役以后面临的，当教练啊，还有一个是做行政工作啊，而我自己就决定了做羽毛球的传播使者，向世界羽毛球爱好者传播中国的羽毛球技术，所以我就背着球拍接到了新加坡、马来西亚、泰国、美国、德国、比利时、印度各个国家的邀请信，需要我为各国的羽毛球爱好者传播中国的羽毛球技术，所以就背着拍走天下，让更多的羽毛球爱好者能够得到更专业、更规范的专业技术，所以用专业技术回归大众。退役以后，我们也花了巨资拍摄了中英文版的3部片、技术片。再一个就是说，熊国宝羽毛球学院还会在北京、在南昌、在上海、在杭州 多开设一些熊国宝羽毛球学院，让更多的羽毛球爱好者受益。
Xiong came from an era of outstanding and gifted players, but the former world #1 was undaunted and eventually shot to fame at the age of 24.
职业生涯最难忘的时刻应该是在1986年汤姆斯杯，当时1984年中国是输了汤姆斯杯的，那1986年汤姆斯杯正好在印尼举行，印尼是天时地利人和的优越条件。我的对手是印尼的天皇巨星林水镜，当时这场球我还是一个5米小卒，那个100%的观众是认为我是不可战胜林水镜的，所以通过我的毅力、我的坚持、我的拼搏，艰苦的胜下了这场球。通过赢了这场球，也奠定了我在中国羽毛球队的主力的那个位置，也为我后几年在世界羽坛夺冠奠定了基础。所以这场比赛是我非常难忘的，也是我的成名之战。
Xiong was part of China's fearsome trio who dominated the men's singles scene in the 1980s. Together with Yang, Zhao Jianhua, Xiong's tenacity and determination kept him in the elite winner's circle.
杨赵建华是我值得很尊重的一个全面型，而且是一个人攻人守非常优秀的运动员，他们的天分很高。那我呢，就是说我的勤奋，特别的勤奋，所以在他们很优秀的2位运动员身上，我就必须每天的训练。他们练6个小时，我就练7个小时。他们如果跑4000米，那我就一定要跑5000米。我的勤奋，这样才可以和他们的水平和成绩给他们追平来。所以我的主要是靠勤奋，他们的天分和他们的技术都相当的好。3剑客的名称主要是在1985年到1990年这个之间，只要我们3个人出去参加任何一个国际大赛事，这个冠军一定是在我们3个人手上。值得一提的就是1988年和1990年的汤姆斯杯，那当时88年、90年汤姆斯杯是3个单打放在前面，那后面是第4场、第5场是双打，所以我们88年、90年从预赛第1场开始到决赛，我们都是3-0，取得胜利，所以那个时候双打都没有用上，所以3剑客的名声是这样得来的。
Badminton is back, and top-class action will finally be unleashed this week at the Danisa Denmark Open 2020. Fret not if you've not been keeping tabs. Our 90 seconds preview will provide all the essential information for you to get back on track. To be held from the 13th to 18th of October, the Danisa Denmark Open promises to mark international badminton's safe return. Despite a few late withdrawals, including world champion Kento Momota, plenty of big names would still be on show at the Odense Sports Park. After a 7-month hiatus, 2018 runner-up Cho Tianchen will be gunning for the men's singles crown. The second seed still needs to be at the top of his game as home favourite, and third seed Anders Antonsen is poised to set up an interesting contest in the last 4. And with past champions Jano Jorgensen and Kidami Srikant looking to repeat their title-winning heroics, the men's singles field remains a highly competitive one. Carolina Marin is the top seed and hot favourite in women's singles. However, the Olympic gold medalist is yet to taste success in Denmark. And with second seed Nozomi Okuhara hungry for her first World Tour title since November 2018, this year's champion could be decided in a battle between the two. In women's doubles, Japan's Yuki Fukushima, Sayaka Hirota looking to follow up with back-to-back title wins after their success at the Yonex All England Open this year. But in order to do so, they may have to get past compatriots and world champions Mayu Matsumoto or Kana Nagahara. Carrying Danish hopes are sixth seeds Maiken Frugert and Sarah Thusen, who'll be looking to better their performance at January's Daihatsu Indonesia Masters, where they finished runners-up. Mark the dates, buckle up and witness which of your favourite badminton stars will shine the brightest in Denmark. That's all the time we have this week, but do join us next week. It sure promises to be an action-packed episode as we look back at all the highs and lows from the Danisa Denmark Open 2020. In the meantime, remember to log on to bwfbadminton.com for the latest news and features on the sport. Till next time, keep safe.